Layton City Council meeting Thursday, January 15th, 2026, 7 p.m.
Right here. Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone out to our Layton City Council meeting this evening. It's January 15th, and we'll be starting. I want to acknowledge the fact that we do have a full quorum here. We've got everyone here up on the dais. However, we do have Councilmember Zach Bloxam that is online as well. And tonight, we especially want to welcome our newest member of our Layton City Council, Mr. Mike Lendrianis. He's here to my left. You're right. So anyway, welcome, Mike. We're glad to have you part of the team here. In addition to that, I have Ian Scatty with me, who is from our youth council. So, Ian, in a minute, I'm going to have you report to us as well. But before we do that, I want everyone to know that typically and every time, and I'm very honored to say that we like to start all of our meetings here with a prayer and a pledge, and we take turns in conducting that on a monthly basis. So tonight I'm going to turn the time over to Councilmember Clint Morris for those ceremonial.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I will offer an invocation, and then afterwards, if I invite everyone to join me in the stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Our Father in heaven, we are grateful this evening to be gathered as city officials and residents, elected officials of this great city of Layton. We are grateful for the blessings that Thou hast provided to each one of us and to this great community. We ask that Thou would please bless us this evening with wisdom as we deliberate and talk about and make decisions for the government of this great city. We ask also a special blessing upon our first responders and fire and police and our dispatchers and our public works employees who work around the clock to ensure our safety here in our home. Again, we're grateful for this opportunity, and we say these things and do so in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. You all please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been closed back there, so I'm not sure. Maybe you can turn it down. Okay, thank you very much, and thank you, Councilmember Morris, for that beautiful prayer and leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, which is something that all of us need to really make sure we take to heart and recognize the importance of it. Okay, with that, I know we got a lot of folks in the audience, so welcome everyone. We're glad you're here tonight with us. And as I mentioned earlier, I have Ian with me, who is actually a council member of our youth council. So, Ian, would you mind just taking a quick moment and explaining or giving us your highlights as far as being on that? You're going to need to speak into the mic.
I'll do my best.
You can even stand up if you'd like.
Stand up. So I'm the youth mayor. One of the things I love most about Layton City Youth Council is that it just is like gives me more opportunities to serve our city. Like, I'm about to graduate high school, and without this, I wouldn't have known anything about like how our city works, how the council works, and so being on the youth council gave me the opportunity to do that. So I'm super grateful for it. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. I misspoke there. I apologize. Okay. So, yeah, we're glad to have you up here, and what we'll try to do is we'll take turns with all the members who's on our youth council to be able to come up and join us at our meetings so they truly experience what it's like. I'd now like to go ahead and go on to any municipal announcements. So any of the council members who have any of those announcements, you're welcome to speak at this time. Anybody have one? Yes, go ahead, please.
Thanks, Mayor. So I just want to remind everyone that we have a Layton Communities That Care Coalition. It's the beginning of the year, so if you're looking for volunteer opportunities, we have opportunities on the coalition. We have board opportunities, and the coalition is something that we use to help in suicide and drug and alcohol prevention in our youth here in the city. And so if you are interested, you can go to the Davis Behavioral Health website, or you can look for Layton Communities That Care on Facebook. We have lots of programs that we take place in during the year, and there are lots of classes and other opportunities. And then the last thing I want to highlight, during our work session, we had a member from the Davis County Health Department come to talk to us about a resource, a network of resources for any resident of Davis County called davislinks.org. That's DAVISLINKS.org. And you can use this live resource now. It's kind of like 211, but it's online, and it has access to any and everything that you could want, whether it was job services or food, finances, bereavement, grief, loss, any of those types of services and more. So this is a new resource, and it's free, and it's for everyone in our county. So just wanted to share that with you all today.
Thank you very much for reporting on that. And in addition to that, you guys, we also have our own My Hometown initiative, which every Thursday evening at the chapel that's behind the Fresh Markets, they have programming going on there, which, again, they have a website. It's My Hometown. Hang on, I can't remember it now. My Hometown Layton. And you can go there and kind of look at the resources there that they have as well, which, again, ties beautifully into what Councilmember Smith-Edmondson said as far as on the Davis Link site. So, thank you. Anyone else have any announcements here tonight? Mr. Thomas.
Yeah, Ed, what's going on?
Yeah.
Just live with it? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. Okay. So, again, as I mentioned, we have council members' blocks, and that is online. And so if you are hearing that reverb or that bounce back, that's what it's from. But in respect to having a full quorum, we're going to go ahead and keep it on, because that's what we need to do.
Yep. How you doing, Noisy? Just want to say on the 6th, not the 13th, is a Valentine's dance. It's usually the Saturday before, but this year, for some reason, they moved it to the 6th. So there's a free Valentine's dance at Central Davis Junior High. It's for the whole family. Bring your kids, your grandkids. It's a lot of fun. The music may not be up your alley because it's all 60s music. And some of you guys weren't around then. Some of you were. But anyway, so that's what's happening.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Okay, anyone else? Okay, with that then, let's go ahead and move on to, we're going to do our verbal petitions before we get to citizens' comment. And these verbal petitions are extremely important to us and a highlight for all of us here on the council, because we're acknowledging a lot of folks within this city and the amount of service they give to us each year. So with that, I'm going to turn the time over to our city manager, Alex Jensen.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I apologize for the feedback on the microphone system. It's always a privilege to have the opportunity to recognize the individuals that really make this city work, which are the employees of the city. And we want to do that publicly. The mayor and council want to do that publicly. And so our program, most of you are aware of this, but for some of the citizens that may be here, what we do is at 5-year increments, we recognize employees for their years of service. And if an employee's been with the city for 20 years or less than 20 years, then we ask them to come and be recognized in their own department staff meetings. But if an employee's been with the city for 20 years or more, then we ask them to come to a city council meeting. It's totally voluntary and be recognized publicly and it gives an opportunity for the mayor and the council as well to thank them for their service. So what's remarkable to me, and tonight is no exception, is that every time this list comes out, it's just filled with amazing employees and amazing people, and that happens time after time after time after time. It just never ends. I'm obviously biased, but it's really a blessing to have so many qualified and capable and good people who work for the city and provide services every day to the residents of this community. So this evening we have several we'd like to recognize. There are 3 individuals who qualified that weren't able to be here tonight because of other commitments. I'd like to acknowledge them as well, even though I won't ask them to come forward. What we'll do tonight is present you with a plaque that just memorializes or recognizes that years of service. So I'd like to mention the 3 first. The first is Lisa Murdoch. Lisa works for the police department and is a dispatch supervisor, very critical, obviously, component to our public safety system. Second is Ms. Christy Neal. Christy is currently serving as the city's treasurer in the finance department. Christy's been with the city for 20 years as well. And then last but not least is Declan Hogan. He's a retired firefighter. Has retired, I believe, between the time that we last gave out these recognitions or awards, but he served the city for 20 years and did a fantastic job. So we'd like to recognize them, and we'll make sure that they get their plaques and recognition through their departments. Those that we hope are here or anticipated we're here tonight, I would like to go through those. The first is Mr. Paul Pitts. Paul has been with the city for 25 years. And Paul is like a Swiss Army knife, anything technological. He is our network administrator and is heavily involved in phone systems, radio systems, all kinds of communication systems, and is a tremendous resource across the county. He's continually asked by other entities to help solve some of their technology issues in their department. So Paul would like to recognize you, and maybe we can have you just come up here, and then I'll do all of you, and then we can come around to let the mayor and council shake your hand if that's okay. Yeah, just on that side.
I think he's going to have them all, and then we'll change.
So I teased Paul all along. I don't want to make it too personal, but another thing you wouldn't know about Paul is when in his younger days he was a professional desert racer, and very, very good one. Anybody that can go 100 miles an hour across the desert on a motorcycle is pretty brave. So Paul has a lot of skill sets. So thank you, Paul. The second individual I'd like to recognize tonight is Mr. Doug Bitton. Doug has been with the city for 20 years and has been serving as the fire marshal for Layton City. And that is a very important position that interacts with the community and makes sure that the fire rules and regulations and ordinances are met in businesses and homes and so forth. And Doug has been a great blessing to the city as well. The next is Mr. Ben DeYoung. Ben was with the city for 20 years, and up until yesterday, I would have indicated that Ben was a captain paramedic, but just as of today, I believe he was promoted to a battalion chief. So congratulations, Ben. Next is also from the fire department, Mr. Chris Miller. He's been with the city for 25 years. Chris, are you here? There you go. And Chris is a captain at Station 54, and he'll be acting, I assume because of the promotion, acting as the acting battalion chief in the meantime. So thank you, Chris. Next is Mr. Jeremy Stell, also 25 years from the fire department. Jeremy was recently promoted through a position of Deputy Fire Chief of Operations. We've had a little bit of an adjustment in the structure and moved some positions around and reclassified some positions and hope to make the department more efficient. And Jeremy was the benefactor of that. And so congratulations, Jeremy. And then the last is Mr. Lance Beach, also of the fire department. It's fire department night. And Lance is a battalion chief in the department as well, and does a fantastic job. One of the things, again, as I said, I don't want to say too much editorial comments. I'm obviously biased, but I love all the employees of the city, and we are blessed with an exceptional balance of experienced, tenured, long-term employees who work very hard and set a tremendous example for new employees that come into the city. There's a culture of expectation in the city that's promoted by the mayor and the council and myself, but most effectively promoted by their peers in the departments who have seniority and have been involved with Layton City for years and years. And so I want to express appreciation to all of these gentlemen as well as all the employees. There's many here tonight that carry on that culture and create the expectation of what it means to work for Layton City, how you're expected to conduct yourself with honor and integrity and just do the right thing every opportunity that you have. And so anyway, thank you, gentlemen. Well, not quite yet, but I also want to just say these individuals couldn't be successful in what they do without the important people in their lives, whether they're family members and their teammates, their peers in the department. And so for any of you that are family members of these, as well as family members of other employees who are here tonight, I want to thank you as well. We understand that success in a career is a family affair. It's not an individual affair, whatever that family looks like. And we recognize the sacrifice, particularly in all of these positions. This is a 24/7, 365 operation that these gentlemen are involved in. When a call comes, they go. There are other positions in the city that they don't have to. It's a regular schedule, and you usually don't get called out in the middle of the night to go help somebody in a tough situation. So anyway, we want to thank, I think, collectively, all the families and spouses and children and other important people that allow this to happen. As I said, the greatest blessing the city has is the organization of the city is good employees. They're excellent. They're very competent, but they're even better people than they are employees, if that makes sense. And it's a privilege to rub shoulders with them. So, Mayor and Council, I would commend these gentlemen and all the employees that they represent to you, and certainly be happy to hear any comments that you guys may have, or congratulations, and ask them to come around and shake the hand of the Mayor and Council.
As long as come around.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay, I feel like I was going to say, come on up, you guys, this way. Back here. I'm going to direct you that.
Hey, don't slow down the line. Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. See how that goes.
Jeremy? Sir?
I don't need a I only. Hold on. Yeah, okay. We just want to thank everyone for being here and echo what Mr. Jensen said on behalf of the council, myself. I mean, this city wouldn't run without all these folks. We appreciate their numerous years of service here, what they do for our city. So thank you, everyone. That's okay. I think next time we'll do the one on that fell through. That would have been good. So, anyway, okay. As you can see, that's kind of that's a highlight of the city, and obviously for all of us here to be able to acknowledge these folks and what they do for us. So again, we appreciate that, and it's fun to do these verbal presentations of years of service here. So I will now move on with our regular scheduled council meeting at this time, which brings it to the citizens' comment portion of our meeting. So anyone here who wishes to address this governing body, you're more than welcome to. We ask you to stand up to either one of the podiums. Make sure you state your name and what city you're from, and then go ahead and state your purpose for being here. But please understand that there will not be a dialogue back and forth. You can certainly ask your questions, and we'll do our best to have the staff answer them for us, or we will look into whatever it is that you need us to take care of. So with that, I'll now turn it over to you. The time is yours.
I guess I can just leave it up there. You can hear me?
Pull it down.
I just wanted to come and introduce myself. I am one of the newest businesses here in Layton City. We opened on October 15th, where Nettles Bernina used to be. Our store is called Treasured Again, Vintage, Antique, and Unique, and we are so excited to be back in Layton. We started out in Layton 4 years ago and outgrew our spot. We were inside MPS, and the mayor came and did a mayor spotlight. I hope we can do that again. So we outgrew that in a year. We had 2 locations there, and where the Red Hangers dry cleaners used to be, and we consolidated those 2, and I've been in Kaysville for 3 years. But we've always been looking for a spot to come open that we could return to Layton. I'm from Layton. We've lived here for 30 years. So we found that spot. It opened up in August, and we jumped on it and opened October 15th. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6, and on Sunday from 11 to 4. So we just wanted you to know that we were really excited to be back in Layton City, and happy to be back in my hometown, and just letting you know. But Bettina, I wanted to thank you. I lost my daughter in November to suicide, and that volunteer opportunity is very good to know about. So thank you for sharing that information.
Okay, Michelle, would you mind state your name for the record?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Michelle Smith. And do you need my home address, or just that I'm from Layton? Okay.
Yeah, just from Layton.
Michelle with 1 L Smith.
Okay. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone else here?
Al Bingham here with Layton. I talked to Dave about this beforehand, and I appreciate this. We have our house there at Woodward Park.
Excuse me.
Oh, my apologies.
Name, please.
Al Bingham.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I didn't catch that. Sorry. Okay. Go ahead.
So we moved out there by Legacy Junior High, but we kept our house there by Woodward Park. And that's kind of a set note, and I think we can come up with some solutions, but someone shot at our house in the middle of the night right before Christmas, and it went in the house and it landed underneath the kitchen table from the park. So we're the 3rd house that's been hit with gunfire. So this isn't the first time, and I don't know about the 3rd one. The 2nd one was 2 houses just north of us, and that bullet went up through to the top floor where they're sleeping. in our house, I mean, if the bullet was about 4 feet higher, it would have hit someone. That's a concern there. And so I was talking to Dave, and I said maybe we need to look at some cameras out there. When that park was built, we lived there, and we always tried to protect it. We always, when something was going on with police, we'd call them out. But and I told our renters are great, and they said, if something happens, just this park is really good. And I feel bad for this family because they have small kids and have someone shoot at them, when they're there. It's just, think about it. Someone shoot at your house when you're there is not a good feeling. And so, I'm talking to Dave, I think, maybe if more police presence during the night, something like that, maybe some, and we talked about cameras or something like that. I think if you have cameras there, it would definitely help there. I know there was drugs there about 10, 12 years ago, but I know that, that you guys have come in, really helped out and cleaned that out, with the restrooms and things like that. But this is what's going on. So I just want to give you a heads up what's happening there. I appreciate Dave. We've gone back a long ways and just see what we can do there. So thank you.
Sorry to hear this, but thank you for bringing it forward. Okay, is there anyone else?
Hi, y'all. It's nice to meet you. My name's Megan Kufal. You hear me okay? Kufal.
I'll let you spell that out.
You don't know? So I'm a resident of Layton. I've been here for about 3 years, so relatively new to a lot of folks just learned about. So I'm just here to voice my interest in an off-leash dog area. I know you've heard from some other residents. I live in East Layton over by the East Ridge development that's going in, and I've heard there's some talk about potential over there. And my property lines up against like one of the areas that's proposed. So I just wanted to voice my support of that. I know I currently drive all the way down to Tanner Park, if anyone's familiar. It's like a trail system that you are allowed to have your dogs off leash on. It's a really great experience for the dogs. They get to socialize. As a human, you get to meet other people and interact. So as a newer resident of Layton, I would love an opportunity like that. I foster dogs a lot, so that's another avenue for me that would be great for getting exposure, meeting people in the community, of course. And, since I know I'm not the only one that drives that far to get to such a park, so I think it could be really good for Layton to bring in some business, right? Some more folks would come here, I know, from Davis County in general, right? Our closest dog park's pretty far, and those that are generally pretty, just fenced-in areas. And, I think the trail system is really just an amazing thing because it is a lot less intense on the dogs. You can continue to walk, of course, and so I've seen a lot fewer, altercations. I know that can be something that folks are concerned about. I think the other thing that has been on my mind is seeing all the development happening in Layton. I would love to see some more green space protected, right? We're losing some of that space where you could enjoy just some nature. And so I think it would be great to have some more protection there for us citizens. And then, again, I just really want to touch on the community piece. I think that would be such a great place for residents to meet their neighbors. Right. It's kind of challenging to do that today. So thank you for your consideration.
Yeah. Thank you. We appreciate your comments there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone else who wishes to comment here? Okay. Seeing that there's none, I'll go ahead and move off our citizens' comment portion of our meeting and go ahead and go on to our consent items. I will say item. Tonight we have one item on the agenda, and Mr. Steve Jackson is going to present this information for us.
Mayor, Council, it's good to be with you tonight. For your consideration is Resolution 2601. Which is to approve and grant perpetual easements to the Utah Department of Transportation for the relocation of water facilities as part of the US 89 project. Back in the early 2020s, when the US 89 project was being constructed and designed, there was a lot of utility relocations that had to happen along that corridor. A lot of the time we commented it was a utility relocation project disguised as a freeway. But as part of that, we agreed as a city with UDOT that as the relocations occurred that there would be some easements with the Bureau of Reclamation that needed to be established after the project was finished. This is the kind of culmination of that with the project right-of-way group is finishing up the loose ends here. So there are 3 easements that contain secondary water lines for the Bureau of Reclamation. So 2130 North, 2900 East, and then also Marvin's Way, Dreams End, and then on the other side, the east side of the highway, there is 1985 Valley View Drive. All of those easements are housing a relocated secondary water line, and so as part of the completion of the project, UDOT has requested that the city grant those easements to them so they can in turn then transfer those to the United States of America for the Bureau of Reclamation's use. City staff, engineering staff has reviewed all of the easements to make sure that the legal descriptions are correct and that everything is in order. And so staff is recommending that the council adopt Resolution 2601 and approve and grant perpetual easements to the Utah Department of Transportation for the relocation of water facilities as part of the construction project identified as US 89, Farmington to I-84 in Davis and Weber counties. And authorize the mayor to sign the necessary documents. Are there any questions that I can answer for anybody?
Council, go ahead.
Thank you. I do have one question I didn't really think about in the work meeting. So you mentioned back then that the city uses these pipes already, that we're already kind of managing the water that goes through these pipes. Is that correct?
So we operate the secondary water system for Weber Basin, and Weber Basin is oversees all of the pipes that the Bureau of Reclamation owns in this area. So yes, we essentially are operating the system that the pipes are delivering the water through, but Weber Basin and the Bureau are the owners of the pipe.
And so the transfer of this easement to UDOT so that they can transfer it to the
United States of America.
Bureau of Reclamation or whatever, but we would still be operating the water through.
Yes.
So no real change is taking place in the services that we currently provide. This is just a paper.
Yeah, it just establishes an easement over these pipes to make sure they're protected in the future and that the United States of America has the same easement rights that they had prior to the project.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate the presentation. Council, as I mentioned, we only had the one item tonight on our consent item, so I'll bring it back to you for action.
Madam Mayor, I move that we approve Resolution 26-01 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved in second that we adopt the Utah Department of Transportation relocation of the water facilities. So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And did we get a vote from Zach? Okay. All right. That's fine. We have enough unanimous. It passed. Okay. So there you have it. That concludes our consent item tonight. And we have no public hearing meetings. Does anyone have any unfinished business? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Hi, guys. I make a motion. We adjourn.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate everyone that was here, and have a good evening.